we commence our program, it is mandatory to take the blessings of God by chanting a sacred sloka. So over to Rishita. Rishita?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Rishita, please on your video.
Yes, sir. Am
Rishita.
I visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Should I start?
Yes, Rishita, you can.
Good evening, all of you. I'm Rishita Mishra of Standard 5, Section F, going to chant a sloka. Om कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं कुशकेन्द्रहारम् सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भावं भवानी सहितं नमामि भावं भवामि सहितं नमामि भावं भवामि सहितं नमामि. Thank you.
Thank you, Rishita, for that peaceful invocation. So, music is the literature of heart. It starts where the speech ends. So, now I request Rupak sir to present a
Yes,
song
ma'am.
in his melodic voice. Sir?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Clear? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा, लगे जहां में सबसे न्यारा। स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा, लगे जहां में सबसे न्यारा। गेहूं चावल आलू मक्का नित्य सेवन करो इनका पक्का। गेहूं चावल आलू मक्का नित्य सेवन करो इनका पक्का। कार्बोहाइड्रेट के हैं ये भंडार, मिलती है ऊर्जा धार, मिलती है ऊर्जा धार। राजमा दाल और सोयाबीन, मिलती है इनसे प्रोटीन। राजमा दाल और सोयाबीन, मिलती है इनसे प्रोटीन। जब थाली में होंगे ये प्रतिदिन, तभी शरीर की वृद्धि मुमकिन, तभी शरीर की वृद्धि मुमकिन। स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा, लगे जहां में सबसे न्यारा। हरी सब्जियां और फल जो खाते, खनिज लवण और विटामिन पाते। हरी सब्जियां और फल जो खाते, खनिज लवण और विटामिन पाते। रोगों से रक्षाएं करते, स्वस्थ निरोग हमें बनाते। स्वस्थ निरोगी हमें बनाते। स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा, लगे जहां में सबसे नारा। स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा, स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा। स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा, स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा। स्वस्थ रहे ये देश हमारा। Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. The value of nutrition you have presented in such a wonderful lyrical way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So, a fit body, a calm mind, and a house full of love can't be bought. These must be earned. The past year has transformed nearly every aspect of our world, leaving no one untouched, almost after 18 months of such devastating disruption. On the path to recovery, experts suggest to pursue a healthy eating diet. We need to have a holistic approach that focuses on feeding ourselves with the right nutrition. Paying early heed could be a great start. To elucidate us about the subject, pediatric care and nutrition during COVID time, we have an eminent guest with us today. On behalf of Team DAV Chandrasekharpur, I feel honored to introduce Dr. Rashmi Ranjan Das. Dr. Rashmi Ranjan Das is a renowned doctor serving in AIIMS, Bhubaneswar as an additional professor in the Department of Pediatrics. Sir has special interest in pediatric respiratory, allergy, and infectious diseases. The medical journey of Dr. Das started at Veer Surendra Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, where he completed his MBBS, followed by his master's degree in pediatrics from PGI-MER in Chandigarh. He served as a senior resident and senior research associate at AIIMS, Delhi. Being in this noble profession, Dr. Rashmi Ranjan Das has been recognized with many awards and accolades. He has the distinction of receiving Padma Shri Krutarthacharya Gold Medal from Sambalpur University. Dr. Das was bestowed with Young Researcher Award in 2018 by Indian Academy of Pediatrics Research in Child Wealth Group for his enormous contribution to research in child health. He earned a fellowship from American College of Chest Physicians and also from APSR, that is Asian Pacific Society of Respirology. Besides all this, Dr. Das has also penned many informative books and book chapters like Pediatric Pulmonology, A Simplified Approach to Neonatal Ventilation, Handbook of Pediatric ECG, Asthma in Children, Handbook on Medical Genetics and Genetic Counseling, and Antibiotics for Common Infections in Children, and so on. Dr. Das holds the reputation of framing guidelines to administer the national vaccination for hepatitis B vaccine and PCV10. His research works have been published in prestigious newspapers and shared on social media. Out of his busy schedule, Dr. Das takes some time for his hobbies and extracurricular activities as well. Sir has keen interest in acting and music, and he loves traveling. He has been awarded as the best actor during his MBBS days, not only once, but twice. A very hearty welcome to you, sir. We feel honored to have you in this webinar. I feel privileged to welcome our revered regional officer cum principal, Dr. K.C. Satpathy, who shows the path on which we tread. With great pleasure, I welcome all the parents, all the esteemed parents and dear children to this webinar. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our respected headmistress in charge, Madam Kirti Rekha Mohanty, and academic supervisor, Sri Basant Kumar Das, and I welcome all the teachers. So let's hear from our expert. Without any further delay, sir, over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and a very good evening to Chairman Professor Satpathy sir, Principal Mrs. Mahanti ma'am, Academic Supervisor Basant sir, and Dynamic Jyoti ma'am, and Rupak sir for his enchanting that way he presented the nutrition kind of thing. It is very really, it was very soothing actually. So that will also educate the parents and children who are attending this webinar. And besides this, a very good evening to all small children, their parents. Actually, Basant sir contacted me almost a week back. I had some busy schedule. Sir, we are often conducting this parental education programs, and will it be possible for you to deliver any kind of talk that can educate the parents and children? So I told, why not? But I'll be free after 15th. I have some busy schedule. So he told, okay, sir, whenever you are free, just let me know. So I spoke to my wife, and she told, okay, you decide and let me know. So I thought there is no point in delaying, because during this COVID time, everybody is in bit kind of worry because there is no treatment. Waves after waves are coming. So it is better that we should conduct the awareness program before rather than making it late. And I have to tell the parents that besides a clinician, I am also a medical teacher. I'm a faculty, and we teach these topics to our students, MBA students, and the MD, specialty students in pediatrics. And these are the topics often discussed during this COVID time. But today, my audience is totally different. They are not medical students. So they are small children, and the parents, I think they have much hope to learn something new. And when Basant sir told me, sir, any topic of your choice, I told no. You must be knowing the topics which are interest to the parents. So you decide and let me know. I am comfortable with any of the topic. So then he told, sir, pediatric care and nutrition, because these are the two important things. So parents should know. So I was delighted because my area of work is also pediatric nutrition, and of course COVID-19 is a respiratory disease. So I was elated, and I told, you fix it soon, I will deliver this talk. And it will be my pleasure to interact with all the students, because my son is also studying in this standard 1 of the school. So naturally, it is kind of a very good thing for me. So I'll present the topic, and after that, I can take the questions from the parents. So whatever they have doubt, we can discuss. So can I share my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir. Clearly visible.
I am clearly audible
Sir.
and
Yes, sir.
visible and visible too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. So there are two parts of this topic. One is pediatric care, and the second is nutrition. So that's why I have divided it two parts, so that it will be easy for the parents and the small children to understand. So before going to the topic proper, let us see what is the current scenario of COVID-19. Okay, so everybody is kind of busy. So in addition to their routine day-to-day work, so they are also getting updated information regarding this COVID, because this virus has really been a headache, because it is not going and it is coming in different waves like a sea, and causing damage to the human being. And yesterday I was checking the website of World Health Organization that updates all the COVID databases of different countries and the state. So till yesterday, in India, there was 3.3 crore cases and 10 lakhs in Odisha, and total death 4.4 lakh in India, and almost some thousands in Odisha. But this figure may not be the actual one, maybe underestimated. So the actual figure may be high. So, but the good thing is that we have vaccines, and almost 75 crore population have been vaccinated all over India, and in Odisha almost 2.6 crore. So nearly you can tell more than 70% population have been vaccinated. So when more than 70% gets vaccinated, that develops a herd immunity. That means others will also get partial protection. So that's why the skepticism regarding this occurrence of third wave is looking like a remote possibility considering such a high vaccination. Though it is a good thing, but it is not good for the children because there is no pediatric vaccine yet. And yesterday evening, my son was asking, Papa, when I can go to school, when this corona will go out of this world? I told Beta, I don't have any answer. But I'm sure that once the vaccine is available for you, you people can go to school also and play outside. So that is the kind of assurance. And till that time, so this kabaddi match will go on between this corona, police personnel, healthcare personnel, politicians, and other people. So let us discuss regarding this pediatric care during COVID times. And before discussing the pediatric care, we should know something about this coronavirus. All of you have been educated regarding this coronavirus because there have been much information, explosion of infection, rather I can say, in print as well as live media. And just to say that this virus brought its name from its appearance. So you can see there are some crown-like projections. So because of this crown-like projections over the surface of the virus, it is called coronavirus. This virus is highly infectious and nobody exactly know from where it came. And it causes different symptoms, out of which the respiratory symptoms or chest symptoms are most common. But in severe cases, it can affect different organs of the body. And it gets transmitted from the infected person to the healthy person through the aerosol. Or sometimes if the diseased person has touched any fomites, so if we touch that, then we can get the infection. And sometimes we can get the infection from different surfaces like handle of the door or any lift, the ones which the patient has just touched. And through handshake also we can transmit the infection. And the incubation period is 2 to 14 days. So when you are in contact with any patient, so minimum time required for development of symptom is 48 hours. So if you are in doubt and you develop symptom, better to get tested yourself. So COVID-19 symptoms. So what are the symptoms with which COVID-19 can present? So as I told, this is a respiratory infection. So it can present with your fever, there may be cough, rhinorrhea, sneezing may be there, like other viral infections. But the danger part is that it usually leads to respiratory distress, breathing difficulty, and leading to high rate of hospitalization. There have been kind of much rain during this time. This is a very unusual time. So because of the rain and the heat, there is a variation in the humidity. And whenever there is a variation in the humidity, the viruses, they will grow and they will cause infection. So during this time, you may get infection with normal flu viruses, that is seasonal. You may get infected with common cold viruses, or you may have allergic symptom that may mimic these COVID-19 symptoms. So how to differentiate? So this is a very simple tool for the parents, because nowadays it is very difficult to go to a doctor because of so much restrictions. So every hospital has opened, but parents may not feel comfortable to go. So they can follow this simple flow chart just to have an idea what type of infection the child might be having. So just see whether your child is having fever. If there is fever along with respiratory symptom, it could be COVID-19 or flu. So in addition, the child may have dry cough, fatigue, weakness, exhaustion. He may have vomiting, diarrhea. And in COVID-19, another peculiar symptom develops is the rash and redness of eyes. So during this time, any child who develops redness of eyes, that is rash, reddish spots over the body, high-grade fever, you should immediately consult a doctor because these may be severe COVID cases. If there is no fever, then just see whether the child is having itchy eyes, whether he is rubbing his eyes or not. If yes, then it may be symptom of allergy. In addition, the child may have sneezing and a running nose. And if there is no itchy eyes, the child may have common cold. So you will have rhinorrhea, sneezing, and there may be mild chest discomfort. So if fever is there, you have to think of COVID-19 or flu. And if the child is sick or he is not eating well, he is not drinking anything, So you have to immediately consult a doctor. But if there is no fever, at least you are satisfied that you can wait for some time before seeking the medical care. Though these are common symptoms, you have to be careful that the symptoms may vary from patient to patient. So in case any doubt, it is better to consult a doctor. So after the development of symptom, you may take your child to the doctor for diagnosis. Suppose he is diagnosed with COVID, okay, and his symptoms are not severe. So the doctor will prescribe medications for home treatment. So what are the things you can do at home? The most common symptom, as I told, is fever. So for that, you can give paracetamol. So there is a simple dose calculation I can tell you. So the parents who can remember it, it is better, because most of the time they have to ring the doctor or they have to consult the doctor to get the right dose of paracetamol. So the dose is 15 milligram per kg, and maximum you can give it 6 times. So if the child is continuously running fever, so every 4 hours you can give maximum 6 times. And it is available in different strength. So syrup, single strength 125 milligram per 5 ml, double strength is 250 milligram per 5 ml. Suppose the child weight is 10 kg. So a single dose will be 150 milligram. Okay. So if you are using single strength syrup, you have to give 6 ml. If you are using this double strength syrup, you have to give 3 ml per dose. Okay. So depending upon the strength you are using, for a 10 kg child, either 6 ml of single strength or 3 ml of double strength can be used maximum 6 times per day if the child is continuously running fever. Otherwise, if you are having 2 to 3 times, you can give this dose 2 to 3 times per day. If the child is more than equal to 30 kg, you can directly use the tablet. So tablet comes in different strength, 500 mg or 650. So in children, you can give 500 mg. So this is the simple formula. If you remember, so you can easily manage the child at home. And many parents, they have a habit of doing cold sponging. So whenever there is fever, so they will put water, bucket of water over the child. They may put ice over the child to make the child cool. Okay, so these are wrong practices. In fact, if you do that, so there will be shivering, and shivering will lead to heat generation. So after some time, the child will have again high spiking fever. So the first line treatment, whenever the child is having fever, to give paracetamol. And the point above which you have to give this paracetamol is temperature of more than 100 degree Fahrenheit. So that is the simple rule of thumb you can remember. Less than 100 degree Fahrenheit, you may not give it, but more than 100, definitely you can give it. And in case the fever is not subsiding after giving paracetamol, it is going on increasing, child is kind of in delirious state, or he is sleeping. So then you can do cold sponging, but that should be below neck. It should be not what we see in the common movies. We put something over our forehead. Okay, so you can just wet this any handkerchief, hanky, or kind of any cotton you can take, that you can wet in lukewarm water, that is normal water, or any wet cloth you can take, that you can just rub all over the body below the neck, not over the forehead. If the child is having cough, simple medications you can give, home remedies, honey, tulsi, ginger, or any hot soup. So in viral infection, they act very well. And we often don't prescribe medications. We tell parents, you first try this, unless the cough is troublesome. If the cough is causing problem, it is not subsiding, the child is not able to sleep, then we give some cough medications. So in addition, you have to take a balanced diet, okay, good food. So already starting from UKG, you have been taught what is good food and bad food. Okay, so we should take good food and in adequate amount. We should drink plenty of water, because all these are respiratory infection like flu or COVID-19. So our airway mucosa will get dry and we'll have troublesome cough. And if we get dehydrated, we will feel weak also. So that's why we should drink plenty of liquid. It may be water, it may be soup, or it may be milk also. So any kind of liquid you have to take to keep us hydrated. And if you are maintaining yourself hydrated, the fever will not become high also. Okay. And if you are getting dehydrated, so the fever may shoot up to 104, 105. So this keeping you hydrated also help in reducing the degree of fever. Then we should take adequate rest, because these are viral infections. So there will be myalgia. So we should not work actively. We should take adequate rest. Children with asthma, so this is a difficult time for them, because if there is an asthma attack, they have to visit the hospital to get this nebulization. So if any child is having asthma, he is taking some kind of medication that decreases the symptom of asthma. It is better to use this inhaled medications. Okay, so with a spacer. Why it is important? Because this will act in normal asthma cough as well as in acute attack. So if you are using this spacer with inhaler, there is no point in visiting the doctor in emergency, because this drug you can give during emergency. But if you are taking syrup or tablet, you cannot use in the emergency. So tell your doctor to give this inhaled device so that you can use normally as well as during any severe exacerbation of asthma. If it is not getting control, then you have to visit the hospital. Some parents, they use this nebulizer for quick delivery and quick relief, but this is a misnomer. Please remember, this nebulizer is for use at hospital, not at home. Another thing is that it requires one power circuit. Okay, so if there is power cut, you cannot use the nebulizer. And this nebulizer, for effective drug delivery, it needs almost 8 to 10 minutes. That means you have to hold the child for 10 minutes. Whereas with this spacer, within 1 minute or 2 minutes, you can finish the drug. So, and it is handy also, you can carry it. Suppose you are traveling to other place, you can use this one. So this is very, very useful for children who are having asthma. So that's why we should say no to nebulizer. Another important pertinent issue that has evolved during this COVID time is the psychosocial problem. So it is multifaceted, and many reasons are there to it. The first foremost reason is children, they are not going to school, and because of lockdown also, so they are staying at the home. There is a restriction on outdoor activity. So how they will spend time? So either they will fight with the parents, or they will use the screen just to see some cartoons or any kind of jokes, whatever it may be. And they may spend time with child with the cell phones also. Second, child may become sad because he's not going to school, he's not interacting with his friends, and there are a lot of negative news that also been shown in the social media, everything about COVID. So that's why they often become sad, and that also lead to psychosocial issues. And also they get scolding from the parents, because most of the time they are spending time at home. And many parents, those who are working in IT, they also spend time indoor because there is work from home culture. So children will be directly in contact with the parents most of the time, so they may get scolding. Also, when I attend the morning classes with my son, most of the time Jyotsna ma'am will tell, don't fight with your parents. And ma'am tells also parents also that during normal period, child usually listens to a teacher, not to the parents. Okay, so because there is a problem, so that's why they are staying. So we should not unnecessarily scold the children. So that is a normal thing. We should not, though it happens sometime, but we should not excessively scold them, because that will also put some negative effect on them. But if it is required, they are getting very naughty, they are not listening, so we can sometimes scold, but not unnecessarily. Children, they may get inadequate sleep because they are not having much outdoor activity, so they are just sitting idle at the home. So that's why they may not get good sleep. So if you're not getting good sleep, that also produces psychological disturbances, stress, anxiety, anger. So that's why we should not put too much restriction on children. So we should allow limited outdoor activity, so they can play in small groups in the parks, and they can do cycling also at around the colony wherever they are staying, or at around the house if there is empty space. And we should tell them that they should maintain the social distance, but we should not excessively restrict that you should not go out of the house. Suppose the psychosocial issue becomes severe, so naturally you have to consult the doctor. So what are the preventive measures that you can take to prevent COVID? So this is a respiratory infection. So that's why we should avoid directly contact with the patients. So for that, we have to use regular mask. Any mask is okay. So we can use this a cloth mask or any N95 mask or simple surgical mask also. All are almost equally effective. We should eat good and healthy food to help our immune system fight with the infection. we should avoid unnecessary travel unless until it is very, very necessary. Because once we travel, we'll be in contact with so many people. We should wash our hands regularly, at least 20 seconds we have to wash with soap or any kind of sanitizer. And we should maintain social distance, almost 6 feet or 2 meters between ourselves. And there is a good news that the vaccine is almost ready. Initially, it was announced that it may be available in September, but what we are hearing now, it may be launched in October. So this is the Zycov D produced by Zydus Cadila company. So that may get approval in children more than 2 years. So hopefully in October, the children may get their first jab. And once like many children gets vaccinated, so they can go safely to school. So till that time, children has to be there at home. So this was regarding this taking care of children during COVID time. This is applicable to any kind of emergency or pandemics. So then second part is pediatric nutrition. So we should take good nutrition. So good nutrition is required to support our body's immune system to avoid illness and respond optimally if we are exposed to a virus. Not only viruses, but all kind of infection. So if your immune system is weak, this virus, bacteria, all infectious conditions will affect your body. The basics is that immune system fuel are carbohydrate, protein, and fat. So we should take adequate amount of all three diets. Many parents, they ask us, sir, can we give some protein supplementation to the child? Can we give this, that? No, if you give things which are not in adequate amount or in a balanced kind of thing, so it may be harmful to the child. So for example, if you give excess protein, so that may cause problem to the kidney. Okay, so everything should be balanced. And vitamins, minerals, they support the immune system. So if they are deficient, so again, child will develop problem. So we should eat a well-balanced diet, whole grains, and we should focus on plenty of green leafy vegetables. We should eat the real one, not the stored foods. So protein, it is the primary nutrition that helps immune system fight invaders. So protein, important one is the this non-vegetarian source. Okay, so those who are non-vegetarian, that there is no problem, but those who are vegetarian, so they can get the protein from the soyabeans or your paneer, okay, cheese. Otherwise, those who are non-vegetarian, they can eat chicken or fish. This mutton and prawn, they contain high amount of fat, so they may cause problem if you take excess of them. But chicken is protein and fish is protein. You can take 1 egg per day. Okay, so you might have seen the advertisement of Sachin Tendulkar, a old advertisement. So he advertised for this National Egg Coordination Committee. Okay, a small child will hold his hand and just twist it and he will feel pain. So then he will ask, "Are kya khata hai?" Okay, so another person like, "Ye har roz ek anda khata hai." So the egg is a complete protein. So if you are giving egg at least once per day, so that meets all the protein requirement. Then you can take milk also. Milk is also a very good source of protein. So this egg and milk, they are called complete source of protein. Then vitamins and minerals, particularly vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc, they are very, very important for your functioning of immune system. There is no need for taking them extra from outside as a medication. So you can get it from the different food sources. Okay, vitamin C, the very good source is your orange and citrus foods. Okay, and other green leaf vegetables. Zinc, you can get it from meat or fish or other sources. Vitamin D, there is a natural source for vitamin, that is sunlight. So if you daily spend outdoor almost more than 30 minutes, so the amount of vitamin D that you require for that single day is sufficient. Okay, so at least half an hour daily you should spend outdoor under the sun to get adequate amount of vitamin D. And the best time is not morning. Many people tell that if you do morning walk, you will get vitamin D from sun. No, that is the time when you get harmful rays, that is ultraviolet rays. So the best time you get vitamin D from the sun is in the afternoon. Okay, best time is 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Then hydration. So for assimilation of food in the body, you need water. Okay, like for driving any vehicle, you need diesel or petrol. So these are liquid. For optimal function of your body, for assimilation of food, you need water. Okay, or any liquid. So you can take any green juices, whatever is available, plain water, also milk. So hydration will keep you also fit. So besides eating healthy foods, you should do regular exercise. So exercise will keep you fit. It will keep your mind fresh. And if you are doing regular exercise, you will not get angry easily. You will not get irritated easily. And the minimum half an hour you should do the exercise. If you are doing it up to 1 hour also, that is fine. So this time period is applicable both to children and adults. So at least you should do some vigorous walking or exercise, minimum 30 minutes, to protect you from cardiovascular diseases. And get plenty of sleep. Sleep is very, very important. Most of the time it gets ignored. So because of the work culture, many parents, they will work at night because otherwise they can, because of these children. So what will happen? So when they will come at home, so they have to spend time with children. So in the daytime, they may not able to get time to work. So in the night, they will work. And if they're getting inadequate sleep, they are sleeping less than 7 hours. So that will also weaken the immune system. That will also cause development of different diseases. Same principle applies to children. So all children should have a sound sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours. Okay, they should not make any sound during the sleep. Okay, so if there is a nasal block or they are obese, so sometimes they may produce sound like snoring. So if any child is snoring, then the parents have to immediately contact the doctor. So there are some myths that during COVID time, if we get this vitamin C, zinc, and D as capsules or medications, so that will protect us from this COVID. No, it is not like that. If you are taking good food, you will get adequate amount of vitamin C, zinc, and D. As I told you, too much of anything is bad. So you should not take extra supplementation without knowing your status. If you are deficient in vitamin D or zinc C, you can take medicines. But blindly, blanketly, you cannot take, because if you are taking excess of it, they will cause problem. And there are many immune boosters in the market also. Okay, so like Baba Ramdev's Coronil, so they tell that if you take it, you will not develop corona. Okay, I'm not against it, but there should be some scientific basis. So whatever is available, without scientific basis, we should not blindly accept it or take it. So all these immunoboosters are usually fake, and we should not blindly take them because we don't know what they contains. And we have to mind that when there is excess activity of the immune system, we may develop problems. For example, this MIS-C disease, that is a complication of COVID, that is multi-inflammatory syndrome in children, that the child may develop if he or she is having excess activation of his immune system. So too much of anything is bad. Too much immunity is bad, less immunity is bad. So everything should be balanced. So we should say no to all these supplements unless there is a specific medical condition that needs, okay, or there is a necessity of taking these medications as per the doctor's advice, but we should not go to market and purchase it and eat it. So this was regarding these two talks. And if you want more information regarding this COVID or such kind of information, you can call the national toll-free number. So this is 1075, or the state helpline number 104. So they will provide all information regarding this COVID, whatever information you want, when the vaccine will be available. And because this is a dynamic situation, so you will get all the information. And as I told, psychosocial issue is a growing problem during this COVID time. So you can ring this toll-free number to get help also. So thank you. God bless you all. And this is Lord Ganesha, who also tells that we should practice hand hygiene, we should make social distance, and we should put mask. So thank you, dear students and their parents, and God bless all the little students. Thank you so much for your patience hearing. If there is any question, I will be happy to take it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. That was indeed very enlightening and educative session. Now, Prasanna sir, can we have the questions from parents?
Yes, ma'am. All the parents are requested to raise their hands, and we will unmute
Yes.
them and they can
Yes, yes. Parents, you are requested to kindly raise hands and we can unmute.
Also, another request: those parents who are asking questions, they need to on their video.
Yes.
Yes, yes, no issue.
Okay.
It is better to interact lively
Yeah.
because
Yes.
so that.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Please tell.
Sir, I am mother of Pratik, standard 2. Sir, actually now he is 7 years old. He has some cold allergy. So
Okay.
he is taking Monte Kelsey kit from 6 months. So is it harmful to continue the medicine?
Yeah, so this is a very important question, and often I get this question, sir, you have prescribed the medicine, will it cause any harm? Please remember, whatever we take has some effect, and whenever there is a effect, there is a side effect. You will face accident when you go to the road. If you don't go to the road, accident will not occur. But not going to road is not the solution for accident. So whenever there is a problem, your doctor will prescribe medicine when the effect is more than the side effect. No doctor want to harm the child. Okay, as I told, this oral medication, they are less powerful than the inhaled medications. So as per your child symptom, ma'am, so he is suffering from some nasal allergy. This Monte Kelsey combination, usually I don't know, I cannot tell blanketly, we don't prescribe, but the effect of montelukast is same as that of levocetirizine in that Monte Kelsey kit. So either of the two will suffice. If you give only levocetirizine, that is fine also, no need for giving these two combinations. And the second point is that if your child is having persistent symptom, you have to continue daily. If he's having intermittent symptom, like he's becoming symptom free and during a particular season he's developing symptom, then only you give the medication. There is no point in giving daily if he doesn't have regular symptoms. I think that was the answer to your question.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, when
Another
the
thing,
vaccine is available?
yeah, so vaccine, because everybody is beating their head, starting from prime minister to our health administration in the state of Odisha also. So everybody is waiting for that golden day, because unless until the vaccine is available, no child can go to school. And if no child can go to school, they will eat your head. So better to send them to school. But as I told, this Zycovid is the vaccine, which is maybe sooner available in October. Besides, there are 4 or 5 vaccines in the pipeline, like your Covovax, and there are vaccines by Johnson and Johnson, so which are under different trials. So hopefully by end of this year, we'll have sufficient vaccine. And I think children can start their session from next April, not before that, because there is a rumor that this third wave may come, but I told you, as many population, they have been vaccinated. So even if the third wave occur, it may be of less intensity, less magnitude compared to your second and first wave. So, but nobody can guarantee, because this corona is behaving in a different way. We should practice this use of mask and social distancing till we have like our children also gets vaccinated.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, next,
Thank you,
Manyata,
for
okay,
the
ma'am.
informative session. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And sir, I have a query, like from Corona time, I had started giving my daughter Ginkovid. Is
Okay.
it necessary to give it Ginkovid every night, or like I can drop it off? Like,
Okay. So, ma'am, can you tell the weight of your child, age and weight?
sir, she is studying with Rians only, and her weight is 29 to 30 kgs now, and height is
She is 13 years. There is no point in giving Zincovid because her weight.
no, sir. She's 6 years old. She's studying with Rians only.
Okay, 6 years old. As I told ma'am,
sir.
yeah. So okay. Ananya, that's okay. I can see. Yeah. So there is no point in giving extra supplementation if she is having good weight and height. So as I can see, her height and weight is good. So there is no point in giving all this supplementation. As I told, if you give a particular nutrition in excess amount, it will cause poor absorption or poor assimilation of other nutrient. And this gene can interfere with iron and copper absorption. And if that happens, your child may develop anemia. So that's why we should not give unnecessary medications, because there is no point in giving it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm mother of Manyata. She's studying in class 1
Yes, ma'am.
and she's 6 years old.
Okay.
Since last 3 to 4 days, she's suffering from cold and have running nose,
Okay.
sneezing intermittently,
Okay.
not repeatedly, but intermittently sneezing. I'm giving her levocetirizine,
Okay.
L-Histmont syrup, but there is no improvement.
Yeah. So
Please suggest.
yeah. So I showed you that flow chart. So there is no fever. So it is neither COVID or flu. So it may be allergy or common cold. So if she doesn't have any itching eyes, okay, or some other allergy kind of frequent cough or any itching of the body, so it may be common cold. Please remember, this common cold will not respond to any medication. And levocetirizine, unless there is an allergy component, it will not act. So if levocetirizine is not acting, if it is allergy, a single dose of levocetirizine will act. That will have relief of symptom. But if there is no relief, it is simple viral common cold. You just try home remedies. As I told you, can give some honey and tulsi, ginger, hot soup, or keep her well hydrated. That will help rather than giving the medication. And again, please avoid this levocetirizine, whatever that LC kid you told. Again, it contains montelukast. Why this is being prescribed to so many children? Because this plain levocetirizine is not easily available. And even if the doctor writes also, the chemist shop, they will give it. So always, if you want to give, you can give levocetirizine a dose or two. If the child is not responding, he is having sneezing, running nose. So it may be because of common cold, it will not respond to medication. So there is no point in trying it. So rather than you can use some Vicks, you can use that Vicks vapor rub and honey tulsi for cough and all those. And after 7 days, it will subside. So nothing to worry. But if the child is having recurrent symptom, recurrent cough and cold with seasonal change, so it may be a symptom of allergy rather than a common cold. Common cold will not occur frequently over a year. So depending upon the history and symptom, so the doctor will prescribe what medication they will give. But if the child is not responding to levocetirizine, very less chance of allergy, it may be common cold. So there is no point in giving.
Okay, sir. But now, can you suggest me some cold medicine if it is necessary?
So I told you, you please try all these home remedies. Then get back to us. So my OPD days are Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And usually we don't sit outside because in AIIMS there is no private practice allowed. So if you want, you can visit me on my OPD days, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So you please try it. If it is not getting relief, then you please consult. Otherwise, it's fine.
Next, we'll have the question from parents of Sailesh.
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask an Oria?
Yes,
Yes,
no
sure,
issue.
sure, ma'am.
I am basically Oriya, so there is you can ask me like that is no problem.
Okay, sir. Sir, my father-in-law 5 years back cancer, mouth cancer thila. So, sir, tangro operation ହେଇଥିଲା, laser treatment ହେଇଥିଲା 5 years back ରେ. So discontinue ହେଇଯାଇଛି 5 years ହେଲା. So ତାଙ୍କର ଏବେ saliva ବାହାରୁଛି, sir. saliva ରେ କିଛି cancer କିଛି ମାନେ
ସାଲାଇଭା ଟା ତାଙ୍କର ହଉଥିବ because ତାଙ୍କର head and neck area ରେ କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର ଥିଲା, ତ ଏଇଠି ଆମର salivary glands ଗୁଡା ଥାଏ। ତ ଯୋଉ ସମୟରେ ଆମର ଏଇ ଜାଗାର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହବ, ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଥିବେ ତାହେଲେ ପାଟିରେ ଘା ହୁଏ, ସାଲାଇଭା ବାହାରିବ। ଆଉ ଯଦି ଆମକୁ ଥଣ୍ଡା ହେଲା ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ବି ସାଲିଭେସନ ହୁଏ because ସେ ଏରିଆ ଗୁଡା ବ୍ଲକ ହେଇଯାଏ। ତ ତାଙ୍କର କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର ଲାଗି ସାଲାଇଭା ବାହାରୁଥିବ, ଆଉ ସାଲାଇଭାରେ କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର ସେଲ୍ ନଥାଏ। ଆଉ ସେ କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର ସେଲ୍ ଥିଲେ ବି ତାକୁ ଟଚ୍ କଲେ କ୍ୟାନ୍ସରଟା ଟଚ୍ ରେ ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ କରିବନି। କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର ଡିଜିଜ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଭିତରୁ ସେଟା ହୁଏ କିଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଥିଲେ, ଆଣ୍ଡ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ଗେଟ୍ସ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସମିଟ୍, ମାନେ ସିଏ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକରୁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର ସେମିତି ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ ହବନି, ଟଚ୍ କଲେ ଖାଇଲେ କଲେ କିଛି ହବନି।
Sir, 5 years ହେଲା discontinue ହେଇଯାଇଛି ତ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ ନା sir, saliva-ରେ
ଡିସକଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ମେଡିସିନ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ। ଆପଣ ଚାହିଁଲେ ଏଠି ଆସି ରେଡିଓଥେରାପିରେ ଦେଖେଇ ପାରିବେ, ତ ସେମାନେ କିଛି ମେଡିକେସନ ଦେବେ ଯୋଉଥିରେ
ସେ ହେମଲତାରେ ତ ଦେଖଉଥିଲେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଡିସକଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ ହେଇଯାଇଛି। ସେ ଗାଁରେ ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆସି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ।
ତାହେଲେ ଡିଫିକଲ୍ଟ ହବ ସେମିତି, କାହିଁକିନା ତାକୁ ନ ଦେଖିରେ ଆପଣ ମେଡିସିନ ଦବାଟା ଠିକ ହବନି। ଆଉ କେତେଗୁଡା ମେଡିସିନ ଅଛି ଯୋଉଟା ଦେଲେ ସେ ଲାଳ ଗୁଡା ଟିକେ ବୋହିବା କମିଯିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଟା ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିଲା ପରେ ଦେଇହବ।
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍, ଆମେ ଯେହେତୁ ତାଙ୍କର ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ ଆସୁଛୁ, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ।
କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର କେବେ ବି ଟଚ୍ କଲେ ଖାଇଲେ ପିଇଲେ ସେଟା କେତେ ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ ହୁଏ ନା। କିଛି
ସାର୍ ଓରାଲ କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଟିକେ ଭୟ ଥିଲା।
କୌଣସି କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର କେବେ ବି ଜଣରୁ ଆଉ ଜଣକୁ ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ କରିବ।
ଓକେ, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍।
there are so many hands I can see. So if you can take the
Next,
question one by one.
Komal's parent, Komal parent. Please ask your question.
Hello.
Yes.
ma'am. Ask
Yes,
your
ma'am.
question.
I
Good
can,
evening, sir.
ma'am, just to sorry to interrupt, I can see one of my friend, Dr. Amruta Mahapatra. I think he is in the background. He is a doctor at KIMS also, and
Yes,
his daughter is studying in your DAV school. So her name is, I think, Shreyanshi
Shreyanshri.
Mahapatra. So Dr. Amruta is my friend also. He was my classmate while I was studying in VSS Pula during my UG days. Yes, please, ma'am. You can ask your question. Komal, ma'am.
Yeah. Sir, actually, मते बुझिबार थिला सर.
हाँ, हाँ.
Sir, आमे we all माने family members of मो जियो कोमल कृष्णा standard 2 रे पढुची. दुई जण झियो गोटे नंदिनी से standard 9 DAV रे दुई जण जाको. Sir, आमे पूरा whole family last 15 days COVID infected ही जाइथिलु.
अच्छा.
Actually now माने भी ଟିକେ recover करूछु माने पिला माने भी ठीक अछंदी. सर सर हमरो पुनी जून रे भी हेतिला गोटे थरो.
अच्छा.
केते frequently सर केमती पुनी infected हे गलो
तो
actually.
कहिबा बड़ा डिफिकल्ट एक्चुअली जो भाइरस टा होची से कोन भाइरस टा गोटे बड़ा ट्रबल जो भाइरस लाइक से भाइरस गोटे होची गोटे पॉलिटिशियन टाइप रो जे कि केतरा पॉलिटिशियन थोड़े पार्टी चेंज करंती गोटे पेट्रो आ गोटे पार्टी विदाउट एनी रीजन. ये भाइरस टा गोटे सेमती जे कि तार सेमती पार्टी चेंज करता माने केतले डेल्टा बीटा थीटा सेटा गोटे रीजन रिकरेंट आपनकर इन्फेक्शन हबार. सेकंड कथला हमर इम्यून सिस्टम टा केमती अछि तो एमती देखा जे केतोडे ब्लड ग्रुप थिबो जो गुडा की प्रोन फॉर रिकरेंट इन्फेक्शन से मानको बारंबार कोविड ही पारे केतोडा ब्लड ग्रुप वाला प्रोटेक्ट अछंती. तो एमती बहुत गुडा हमर फैक्टर अछि जोटा की बेले बेले भाइरस को अट्रैक्ट करे तो से भाइरस टा तांकु जल्दी हबो. तो बट आई एम थैंकफुल दैट माने हां रिकवरी करि जाई जंती. तापर ये भाइरस टा कोन की जेतन को हेले मध्ये लाइफ लॉन्ग इम्यूनिटी केतन क्षेत्र रे दउनी. तो जो मानकर केस रे इम्यूनिटी माने एंटीबॉडी डेवलप न होची से माने प्राय रिकरेंट इन्फेक्टेड होउछंती. तो थरे इन्फेक्शन माने एंटीबॉडी डेवलप करिवो तो होपफुली इन फ्यूचर आपन थर्ड टाइम हबा कथा न. बट वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू से बिकॉज़ द भाइरस म्यूटेटिंग से डिफरेंट फॉर्म रे आसुची. तो स्टिल आपन केयरफुल रहया पड़िबो. जेमति मैं कहली ए टाइप रे जिंस सब एडिक्वेट न्यूट्रिशन
बोथ टाइम अलगा अलगा सिम्पटम भी रहिला.
डेफिनेटली से रहिबो कना देयर आर सो मेनी सिम्पटम्स तो से डिफरेंट टाइप रो भी रहिबो. तेणु सेटा कहिबा डिफिकल्ट बट आपण ताको नेक्स्ट टाइम ट्राई करियो प्रिवेंट करिया पे सेमति गोटे डेफिनेटली रीजन त नै जोटा कि एटा थिले हबो. सो देयर आर सो मेनी फैक्टर्स दैट कैन प्ले अ रोल.
सर एबे पिला मानन को सर कोन प्रिवेंशन
जेमति कहिले से मानन को जेपर तो वैक्सीन न आसी तांको देखंतो तांको से मानन को घरे पूरा रेस्ट्रिक्शन कर रखले खेलिया पे न छाले भी प्रॉब्लम से माने साइकोसोशल इशू डेवलप करिवे बेसी रागी बे चिड़चिड़ा हेबे. तो से गुडा हेले आपण भी रागिबे तो एगुडा गोटे घर रो माहौल टा भी खराब हे जिवो. तेणु तांको टिके छाड़ीबे पूरा बाहर को न छाड़ीबे टिके पाखा पाई छाड़ीबे. जदि आपण बाहर को जाउचंती तांको गाडी रे नेई गले पाखरे रखिबे. पब्लिक गहली स्पेस गुडा अवॉइड करिवे. जदि आपण मॉल को बाय चांस जाउचंती ताले सेही जगह रे छिडा हेबे किबा जिबे जोडी टिके भिड कम थिबो. तो एई टाइप रो जिंस टिके करिया पड़े. जदि कोड जगह को अर्जेंटली दरकार होउची तो आपण दे आगुरु बुकिंग करि परिबे गोटे जिंस आनिबा लागि किबा आगुरु ऑर्डर देई परिबे ताले आपण जल्दी नै आसीबे. आउ से माने टिके आउटिंग पई टिके नेबे पार्क फार्क के बुलिया लागि कना पार्क रे कोन की जदि भिड होउची ताले प्रॉब्लम टिके तले भिड कम थिबो. एगुडा टिके टिके करियो पड़िबो. तो होपफुली विल गेट द वैक्सीन अक्टोबर रे आसी जिवो लागु जी. अब थरे वैक्सीन आसीला कला माने तो दे विल बी लाइक काइंड ऑफ देयर इज नो इशू माने से माने भी करिवे प्लस किसी आपन एते चिंता.
एक्चुअली फर्स्ट मु इन्फेक्टेड ही जाइतली सेति में पिला माने भी इन्फेक्टेड हे गेले.
पिला माने एत पई हो नाते बिकॉज़ पिला माने घर बाहर नाते एडल्ट्स आर मोर मोबाइल. तेनु
नै से माने दुई जण जगह सर इन्फेक्टेड हे जाइथिले.
हां
तो एबे सर ओनली 14 डेज आजी को कंप्लीट हेची. तो मु नेक्स्ट चाहू छी इवन एबे ठीक अछंदी सर किंतु नेक्स्ट एनी मेडिकेशन
किसी प्रिवेंशन पई नै मैडम. आपण सेटा ला कथा कि जेन मु कहिली कि मेडिकेशन नै वैक्सीन ओनली कैन प्रिवेंट बट वैक्सीन पाखरे नै. अब पिला को यूजुअली एडल्ट माने पाखर हुए. तेनु हमको एडल्ट सतर्क रहिले. देखंतु आमे हस्बैंड वाइफ हुआ डॉक्टर्स बट एपन हम घरे काहा कोइ ना हमर गोटे छोट पिला अछि. आपण देखंतु डेली आमे मास्क पिंधि केते पेशेंट हैंडल करछु वार्ड रे भी रहउचंती
आज्ञा सर
आमे केथर एक्सपोजर भी हेइछु आमे जाननु वी मे हैव कोविड आल्सो इट माइट हैव क्योर्ड आई डोंट नो तो आमे भी एते एक्सपोजर होउछ त आपन टिके किछटा रखिबा को पड़िबो लाइक जेमति कहली हैंड वाशिंग रेगुलरली करिवे टिके मास्क पिंधिबे डिस्ट एती करले प्रॉब्लम होबा कथा न अदरवाइज वैक्सीन न आसले जाय वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल
सर माने कोविड जो है सर लानी सर किसी असुविधा नहीं देन दे कैन गेट
यूजुअली असुविधा हबा कथा न बट आजिकली बहुत डिफरेंट कांसेप्ट अछि के लॉन्ग कोविड कहउचंती कि जो मान कोविड हेइची फ्यूचर टिके प्रॉब्लम हेइ पारे बट से ता पर किसी सेमती सविशेष तथ्य पर्यंत नाही किसी क्लियर कट ता पर किसी नाही तो बर्तन पे तो वरी होंतुनी कना स्ट्रेस माइंड को आसिले दैट विल आल्सो आपन को अलगा चिंता आसिले पुनी बडी
एक्चुअली गोटे भय आस जाई 2 टाइम्स इज वेरी
हां नहीं सेटा दैट इज फाइन सो किछि भय करंतुनी और वैक्सीन थर आसीगला माने म भाबजी एवरीथिंग विल बी फाइन
ओके सर थैंक यू
ओके मैम थैंक यू
Next, can we have the question from Shreyanshri Mahapatra?
yes Shreyans
So, hello Rasmi.
yes how Amrut how are you
My question is, so it will now the next phase is the vaccine will come up to 12 years to 18 years. So below 12 years, so can influenza vaccine prevent some extent that COVID infection in children below 12 years?
yeah so that 12 to 18 year what we are telling already approved so children they will get it soon and the next phase children above 2 years they will get the vaccine so mu jemti कहली जो vaccine गुडा हमर कोन हुए कि they give partial protection तो जतले बड़ पिला टिके वैक्सीनेटेड हेबे तो सेटा टिके कोन कि क्रॉस प्रोटेक्शन बाकी पिला को देई पारे ता छडा गोटे कथा हला एबे जो सीरो सर्वे हेतिला ब्लड टेस्टिंग हेतिला हमर ओडिसा रे प्लस इंडिया रे बहुत जगह रे ऑलमोस्ट 50% कि मात्र अधिक पिला ऑलरेडी कोविड रे इन्फेक्टेड हे गलेनी ता माने ऑलरेडी 50-60% पिलांकर एंटीबॉडी अछि जदि हमें बाकी पिला को वैक्सीनेशन करि दी परिबा ताहले किछि असुविधा हबनी तेणु
ओनली जो आसीबो सेटा ओनली टारगेट पॉपुलेशन को चिल्ड्रन को दिया जिवो माने ऑल जनरली समस्त को पॉसिबल न जो नेक्स्ट वैक्सीनेशन प्लान रहउची तो रिस्क ग्रुप में दिया जिवो
12 to 18 हां सेटा डिपेंड करछि केते अमाउंट रे प्रोडक्शन होउची जदि प्रोडक्शन ठीक ठाक हैला कने बे आगुर कोन थला गोटे दिटा करथले बे बहुत कंपनी प्रोडक्शन करछते लाइसेंस भी मिलुची अपडेट भी होउची तेनु जदि बहुत गुड एका सारे मिली गला एमती कहि हेबन हटात अक्टोबर रे वी मे हैव 10 कंपनीज गेटिंग द अप्रूवल माने डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर भी अधिक आसबे कने दैट इज माने सेटा बहुत एक्सपोनेंशियल वे रे चलची तेनु जदि मिली गला ताले बहुत भलो कथा आउ जदि न मिलला ताले हम वेट करे पड़िबो आउ 12 to 18 ईयर हेले घरे गोटे बड़ पिला वैक्सीनेट भी होउची पेरेंट्स हेले भी दैट विल गिव सम प्रोटेक्शन बड़ पिला हेले भी टिके प्रोटेक्शन दबो तो सेटा एक्जेक्टली वर्तमान कोइ डिफिकल्ट तो फ्यूचर रे व्हाट आमे जहां भी कोविड विषय में डिस्कशन करूचे जहां भी अछि सेटा सब ऑल आर स्पेकुलेशंस बिकॉज़ जत्ते साइंटिफिक डाटा सु सबले किछि ना किछि चेंज होउची तो सेहि पई गुटे पॉइंट रे एक्जेक्टली कहिबाटा वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट कोनटा हबो आगुर कहउतले वैक्सीन इज 90% एबे कहउचंती 70% इफेक्टिव पर 70% इफेक्टिव हेले मध्य दैट इज एनफ टू प्रिवेंट इन्फेक्शन इन पर्टिकुलर पर्सन तेणु बहुत गुड़े जिनस अच्छी एक्जाक्टली से भाइरस डायनामिक्स भी जना नहीं कौन होउची कौन नहीं तो बहुत गुड़े इश्यूज अच्छी बट वी नीड वैक्सीन वैक्सीन थर आसिला पर मत लागुची बहुत गुड़े जिनस कंट्रोल हे जिवो जदी बाय चांस कोविड भी हैला ताले इट विल नॉट बी सीवियर एट लीस्ट माने हमु जदी कॉमन कोल्ड फ्लू होउची हमें टे घरे 2 दिन रेस्ट नै गले टे मेडिसिन खाइतले ठीक होउचे सेही टाइप रो हे जिवो
थैंक यू
Next question we'll have from Pratiksha's parents. Pratiksha's parents.
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, it was a very nice, informative session.
Thank you.
And I enjoyed the session, sir. So my question is, actually many of my friends, child's parent, they're telling that doctor is prescribing for flu vaccine. They're recommending for flu vaccine. So,
Okay.
sir, is it, shall I give flu vaccine to my kid? Or my kid is 5 years old, sir.
So that is also that is also $1 million question. Flu vaccine minimum age is 6 months. So above 6 months you can give. But your question was, shall I give or not?
Yes.
So vaccine usually protect us from different infections. So this flu virus sometimes can be severe. But the thing is that it is like kind of, it is not very severe like that of corona, and it very rarely cause pandemic. If it will cause pandemic, your routine flu vaccination will lack. So if you know this swine flu, when it developed, no flu vaccine was acting against it till the swine flu vaccine came. So
Okay,
if you are giving this flu vaccine, that will prevent against the seasonal viruses, not the pandemic flu viruses. That happened in case of swine flu. Swine flu, before that, many of the children, they were vaccinated against this flu virus, common flu seasonal viruses. But still, swine flu vaccine came. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And when we give vaccine, we see what is the absolute indication. Okay. Absolute indicator means if you don't give the vaccine to that child, the child will face problem. And the absolute indication for giving flu vaccine in a child is if the child is suffering from chronic diseases. For example, he's having persistent asthma, heart disease, immune deficiency, he's severely malnourished, or he is having some chronic respiratory problem. So if that is the case, that is a definitive. That means you have to give. If these conditions are not there, your child is healthy and hearty. So then it becomes a relative one. Relative means 50-50. So I tell parents, if you are giving okay, if you are not giving okay also. So you decide. But there is no kind of hard and fast from me that you give. If your child is having a problem, it is must. But if he is fine, you 50-50.
So actually, they are saying that doctor is recommending this vaccine only for COVID-19. It will protect your child from COVID-19 unless the vaccine comes. You can.
No,
It will prevent a child.
I cannot tell because I don't know who is the doctor who have told you. When you give a vaccine, it is for that infection. So he may be partially correct in telling that because COVID is a respiratory infection, so it may give partial protection, but how much it will give, we don't know. So that's why. So again, that is very tricky situation. So nobody can tell that okay, if you give, child will not develop COVID. No, that is wrong. It may give partial protection, whether 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, that nobody knows. So if you are giving this flu vaccine, it will prevent COVID. That is wrong. Partial protection, what is the degree that there is no kind of study that will tell that okay, if you give flu vaccine, so this much your child will be protected. So this is up to you. So we tell parents, if there is a reimbursement, suppose you are getting reimbursement from the company or your kind of employer, so you can give. But if you are going to buy
Actually, my child is normal, sir. She is having absolutely no problem.
Yeah, so that's why I told. So if your child is normal and there is no reimbursement, so we tell parents, you decide 50-50 from our side, unless there is indicator. But if there is a reimbursement system, you want to, okay, I will not spend money, it will get reimbursed. So you can try giving it because vaccines are, all vaccines are good for children. But problem is that, as I told, it will not prevent against a flu pandemic if it occurs in the future. That you have to remember. So then again, you have to give another flu vaccine that has developed during that particular time against that particular virus that is causing pandemic.
So does my child is safe after vaccination? Is
Yes,
she will be 100% safe and all?
That is another question. This was my response to the first parent who told, is there a side effect of the medication? Whenever you are giving a vaccine, it is a foreign body. So what it will cause, nobody knows. Many flu vaccine viruses are linked to some neurological problem also. Okay, so very difficult to tell, but always the benefit outweighs the side effect. So that's why the doctor prescribes. Okay, so side effect may occur, it may be minor, severe. As I told, every human body is not same. So in which case the child will develop side effect, very difficult to predict. Sometimes this vaccine may cause problem in the long run also, but nobody can predict. So that's why if vaccine is absolutely necessary, you can give. And but it is flu vaccine is we tell 50-50. If you give it, okay. If it were not giving, okay. But it will vary from doctors differ. Please remember, ma'am. So what I am telling, another doctor may tell no, he is telling wrong. So that's why it depends upon whom you are consulting. And but keep faith on all doctors. All doctors are good. Nobody will give something that will harm your child. So that faith you have to keep. Even we are taking food also, that is causing problem. But we are taking food poisoning is occurring.
Yes, sir.
So same thing applies, same principle applies to your medications and vaccines. So it may occur, but sometimes we cannot prevent it. So if it is absolutely necessary, naturally we have to take.
Sir, actually, we have been infected for COVID-19 during May. Me, my husband, and my child.
Okay.
We three. and we get, but she has not developed any kind of symptoms. And my husband was working in RMRC and he got vaccinated, but I was not. I have taken only one dose, single dose, and after 15 days I got COVID-19 symptoms, and I was positive, tested positive. And my child was also after 4 days. She also tested positive, sir.
Okay.
But thank God she has not developed any kind of symptom. Only mild fever, 99,
Yes, ma'am.
1 day.
Yes, ma'am. So when COVID-19 infection occur in 100 people, if you take 100 people who are COVID infected, 80% to 90% will be asymptomatic. Okay. The rest up to 5%, they will develop mild to moderate symptom. Okay, 5 or 8%.
Yes,
Rest 1 to 2%, they will develop severe infection. So the proportion of asymptomatic or mild infection is very, very high. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So why in children it is most of the time asymptomatic? Because they are not going outside. They are not getting exposed to multiple people. Adult, what happens? We are going here, there. So we may contact infection from multiple sources. Once we contact infection from multiple sources, the viral load will be high. If the viral load is high, our symptom will be more. So that's why children, they are not going out. They are remaining inside. They are getting infected from parents or caregivers. So viral load is less. So that may be the reason children are more asymptomatic or they develop mild symptom compared to adults. And you have already taken COVID vaccine. After that, you developed a COVID-19 infection. So your antibody titer may be high. If you want, you can get it done, checked, whether it is in the protective level, and you can know whether there will be future infection. If there is future infection also, it will be very mild. So you have to take vaccine.
Up to which period the antibody in our body it will, I mean, the count will be not get down or anything else?
No, ma'am. So
Up
here
to
we
how
are.
much period?
So here
will
we are
stay,
not. Yeah, here we are not changing your numbers. For example, if I'm I have also studied from standard 1 to till the MBBS. My teacher taught me standard 1 syllabus not to remember when I'm reading MBBS. But if I face a kind of question or any information related to that, I can recall it because already I have been exposed.
Yes.
Same principle applies to your vaccines. The vaccine titer may decrease, but there is a immunological memory. So when you develop the infection, your immune system is already tuned up. So antibody production will be very quick.
Yes,
it's like somebody like in the India-Pakistan border. Pakistan attacks India side at night. Our soldiers will die in a heavy number. Suppose we have already intelligence input that they may attack at any time. So our soldier will be protected. So in vaccine, you have to take, even if the antibody titer decrease, so the memory will remain so that whenever you will get the infection, they will act in a robust manner. So severe infection will not develop. So no need for checking antibody titer regularly. There is no point in checking it also. There are so many hands, so we can take the question.
Okay, sir. Next question we'll have from Archana Das, parents of Archana Das.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for this interactive session. We really enlightened because of your session.
Good evening.
Sir, I need some questions. My mother-in-law, she was asthmatic, and my sister-in-law also, she has some asthma problem. Like she has to take Montelukast frequently because of she has this asthma issue.
Okay.
My husband personally, he doesn't have any issues with this cold and fever. But while my daughter was kid, she has frequently this cold than normal other children. She frequently catch cold. And in 2020, my mother-in-law passed away. At that time, we went to village for all this ritual and all. And after coming back, she badly caught this cold. And it was so severe that we had to hospitalize her. And they have given the nebulization and everything. And after that, she was okay. Like little bit cold now and then, but she was okay. And my doctor prescribed this influenza flu vaccine. So on 31st this March, I have given a short vaccine, sort of influenza. And then after, for this 6 months, she was completely fine. Not a single time she has caught cold. But September 1st, she again caught COVID and it got severe that we have to hospitalize in this nebulization and everything. So I'm worried that whether she is asthmatic or not, how to know that whether she is asthmatic or this is only a normal flu or cold.
Yes, ma'am. So basically, what is her age?
So she's 5 years old.
Yeah. So this frequent cold cough usually occur in children less than 5 years. Why? Because the immune system is maturing. So once the immune system is maturing and they are getting exposed to lot many viruses, bacteria, so they will react abnormally. Okay, so they will develop fever, all those. So many children you might have seen, they are developing frequent cough and cold, fever, either during the flu season or during any kind of season. But this episode usually lasts for 7 days. They do not usually require nebulization. If any child is requiring nebulization at least 3 times per year to get relief of her symptom, and her age is 5 years or so, we can tell that she is having asthma, but it is a childhood asthma. So childhood asthma usually decreases in the severity. It may disappear also as the child grows, but nobody can guarantee when it will disappear or when the child will be totally free of asthma symptom. It depends upon lot many factors. So if there is a family history, for example, father is having asthma or mother is having asthma also, child is having allergic rhinitis, eczema, or he is having some food allergy, okay, or he is showing abnormal reactivity to dust, all those things. So there is a high chance that her symptom may persist. So that's why we should not chase those. Okay. So if he gets exposed to this, it will happen. That we should not be too much worried. There are good medications, as I told. So your daughter is like suffering almost. She got hospitalized twice. So if she is getting hospitalized, it is better to use the spacer and the inhaler rather than the syrup and tablet, because syrup tablet will not help in the emergency. And the nebulizer is used only in hospital setting because it usually given through oxygen. We cannot give this medication with oxygen at home. Then 10 minutes, you have to hold the child, which is very troublesome for the child also. So if you use this spacer and this inhaler, so whenever the child is getting symptom, you have to start it so that the child will not get severe one to get admitted. So if you want more information, all those detailed kind of thing, why it is happening, how medication lack, so you can visit my OPD on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. So I'll detailedly explain everything in the detail. And I think nothing to worry. Only everything need to be streamlined. So if you know properly what to do, I think the child will not get hospitalized.
And so this flu vaccine, they have prescribed it for once in a year. Up to what year we have to give it? Or
so that is another tricky question. There is no end. Every year you have to give till the child is, or till he grows into adult, then he become grandparent and the kind of thing. So there is no end to it. That's why I told it is a tricky question. My response was to the former parent. So if there is a definitive indication you give, otherwise every year you have to give, it will not act during pandemic. And when you stop it, the protection will go. So how much reality it will like help, very difficult to tell. So that's why we don't force parents to take this flu vaccine.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have the question from Abhigyan Prakash parents.
Yes.
So just a minute, sir. So parents, if you have any the question related to the subject, you can write down in the chat box, as we are running out of time. So we are sorry, we cannot take all the questions. Further, you can either write the questions and send it to the respective class teacher also. We'll definitely convey it to sir and find out the solution, the answers. And for now, you can write in the chat box also. Thank you, sir. Sir, please go on.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, namaskar. Sir, you are told that morning sunlight is harmful for our body.
Yes, yes.
My son every day go for a walk. Good or bad for him?
Actually, ma'am, you might have heard also during our old, like everybody, we are born and brought up in village. So they tell that you finish the morning work, whatever it may be, before the sun rises.
Oh, yes.
You might have heard. That's why everybody wakes up in the village at 4 to 5 a.m., not after 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. sorry, 6 a.m. Why? Because once you are waking up, everything will get late. You will go out. You are getting exposed to sun. So it contains UV rays. What I'm telling, like if you are spending some time in the morning, yes, definitely it may cause harm, but how much harm it will cause, nobody knows actually. Okay. So as a principle, better time to get exposed to sun is the afternoon. This I told in the context of getting vitamin D. We get exposed to sun to protect our skin from infective agents, because the sun is a very the sunlight is a very good sterilizing agent. That's why in the winter season we develop recurrent infection, skin itching, all those, because we don't go out in the sun. We always, whenever we are going out, we use usually blanket or sweaters. So our skin gets less exposed to sunlight, and that's why all these problems develop. Okay, so if you want to get adequate vitamin D, you go in the afternoon 12 to 3. UV rays usually comes in the morning, so you should not spend much time outdoor during this, particularly 7 to 9 or 10, whatever it may be. That is the time when maximum UV rays come. But as I told, those effect relationship, nobody knows. How much UV rays will cause harm, that nobody knows. But there is a theoretical risk. In future, it may cause problem. So unnecessarily going out and all those, so we can avoid that. And whenever we are going, we can use our we can wear clothes and all those, so that we are not getting exposed directly. Our skin is not getting exposed directly to these harmful rays. So by wearing clothes, we can just cut this effect of UV rays.
Thank you.
Yes.
Next question we'll have from the parents of Ipsita Bindani. Ipsita's parents.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your session, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Sir, I have only one question.
Yes.
My daughter is 10 years old, sir. She is now
Okay.
in class 5.
Okay.
Whenever there is a change in session, she used to sneeze every now and then. And
Okay.
since June, she was having a COVID positive. She was also positive. There is not much problem. But
Okay.
since then, she is having a sneezing problem every time. Whenever we are stopping at Montegelsi.
Okay.
Since last 1.5 months, she's taking Montegelsi.
Okay.
But whenever you stop it, she will have continuous sneezing problem during
Okay.
class also.
Yeah, so that tells that your daughter is having this allergic rhinitis.
Sir.
Okay, because it is responding to anti-allergic drugs, and whenever you are stopping, it is recurring.
Sir.
As I told repeatedly before, Monte-Kelsey combination is not required. You can give simple levocetirizine, because levocetirizine effect is same as Montelukast. If it is same, like if you mix 0 plus 0, what it will be?
0.
So that's why this is the example we give to doctors during training. So don't mix these two. In fact, these two in future may get banned. So you give levocetirizine, but thing is that levocetirizine, everything tablet form, we should not give for a very long time. So as she is 10 years old, so she can take this nasal spray, which contains very less amount of drug. So if you want, you can visit our OPD and we can write. And that you can continue. Suppose he is fine, after a few months you can stop it, then use liver. So alternate medication can use. So this nasal spray, when you are using, it will produce a long-lasting effect. Even if you stop also, immediately symptom will not recur. But with levocetirizine, whenever you stop, it may recur. So those who are wearing long-term medication, as I told for asthma also, inhaler is best, nasal spray is best, because there is a focused drug delivery. You have a problem here, you are delivering here. And you have a problem in the chest asthma, you are taking inhaler directly acting. So as medications are directly acting, dose requirement is less, side effect will be less, because drug is directly going to the right place. Syrup tablet will go to the stomach, it will get digested. After 1 to 2 hours, it will get absorbed. Then it will come to your nose and chest. So you can spend how much time the medication is spending inside the body before reaching the target. That too, it is reaching all the target. Once it digested, it will go to liver, kidney, brain, heart, everywhere. Which is not required. So these inhalers, this spray, these are the medications which we often prescribe to prevent side effect and to produce long lasting or quick effect.
Sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, one last question we'll take. The parents have written in the chat box from Shreyansh, LKGD. They are writing, sir, my son is 5 years old and he takes head bath daily in summers. Is it good to have head bath daily in rainy and winter season too?
No problem, as long as the child is fine. At least ideally we should take daily bath. If we take daily bath, that will also protect us from infection. Harmful objects will not be there. So washing, taking bath, it is a good habit that we should inculcate. And unless there is a problem, suppose there is a frequent cold, there is a frequent problem, so then we can reduce the number of bath per week. But we should continue as long as the child is fine, doesn't have problem. That is in fact good for the health.
Okay, so thank you, parents, and thank you, sir. That was very interactive, but we are running out of time, and there is a time constraint. So parents, you can always put up your questions to the class teacher. If you still have any queries, then we'll try to definitely answer it. And thank you very much, sir, for answering all the queries so patiently, so calmly, and so meekly. Really, we appreciate this gesture of yours.
Thank you,
So gratitude is a powerful catalyst for happiness. I, C. Jyoti, on behalf of Team DAV Chandrasekharpur, deem it to an honor to express my gratitude to the Almighty for His blessings on us. I extend my gratitude to our honorable speaker who took out time from his busy calendar and delivered an illuminating session. I express my gratefulness to our revered principal, Dr. K.C. Satpathy, for providing us with such productive opportunities. I'm extremely thankful to all the parents and children for their rock-solid support. I'm profoundly grateful to our headmistress in charge, Madam Kirti Rekha Mohanty, and academic supervisor, Shri Basant Kumar Das, for their immense support and guidance. A big thanks to all the teachers for their untiring work. A special thanks to the IT unit for conducting the webinar smoothly. Finally, a big thank you to each and everyone for everything. Thank you very much. Good night and Shubhratri. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
So
shall we leave?
Shall we end the meeting? Sir, Prasanna sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.